Hi guys, it's Chief again, and today we are going to look at one of the British tank destroyers, the AT-7. Now, if you've seen one of those, you've kind of seen all of them. At least from tier 6 to tier 9, they're roughly the same. Great frontal armor. It's not what most people think because it's a very slow tank. People assume that uh, you should get to the front line and engage target at very close range. No, it's not true. Now, as you can see, I don't have the 20 pounder. I'm using the 17 pounder. I haven't had my 20 pounder unlocked yet. But this is actually a very long range tank. As good as the armor is, there's actually a lot of weak spot. To the left side of the tank, there's a gun port. To the to the right side of the tank, there's a gun port. There's a cupola on top, a pretty big one. There's a machine gun port on top, pretty big. And then there's a machine gun port that's pointing backwards. There are pretty big weak spots. And the gun, they generally have very, very good accuracy and very good rate of fire, which means, and the armor. Here's where the armor comes into play. It's really tough armor, but it's not angled. So at long range, it's very hard to hit the weak spots, where if you're just gonna hit the front of the tank, you'll do perfect. At close range, it's very easy to hit weak points because there's very many of them, and also because this tank is so slow, it's very easy to get flanked. Now, don't get me wrong, there's plenty of armor on the side, but nothing to be proud of. Now, I'm gonna go into my regular cam now, and that Hellcat is charging over the river for no reason. Okay, that's fine. We'll kill him. That's not an issue at all. Okay, now VK3002M, which is one of my favorite tank, and I've already done 2 videos on it, so obviously I love this tank. But versus the AT-7, the biggest problem becomes, unless he knows where to shoot, which he kind of does, the gun is still somewhat on the weak side, and yeah. Now, I'm gonna pause the game for a second. Here is something that this tank is really good at. It still have plenty of armor on the side. So if you angle even a little bit, it's hard to pen the side of the tank. And on this map, that is a very bad spot to be. See where those 3 tanks are? I mean, shooting down from the ridge, I'm protected from that side. Okay, I'm protected from everything on the 1, 2, 3, 4 line because of this ridge. Whatever is there can be engaged by my friend behind me, and now these tanks are sitting out in the open. So, oh well, if they don't want to live. Obviously, Sherman's gonna be my first target because he has the lowest health. Now, VK sees me, but again, see, there is a bit of a range problem now, so it's gonna be difficult for them to hit me, and my gun fires so fast that I could keep them damaged and keep them tracked at a good distance, where they're still gonna have an issue hitting me, and I have no problem killing them. So, he's dead. Tiger P. Yeah. Tiger P have great frontal armor, but no tank have very good side armor, so yeah, no problem killing him also. Now, this tank is not a tank that you can stop at. This is not a tank where you want to put yourself out in the open. And over here, I know there's people shooting out the bridge, but I have no choice, and I have to keep going, because if I don't, I have to relieve some pressure from the J line. Otherwise, they might get overrun. And here I took a really big hit. But it's still fine. I realized that, you know, there's only maybe one tank there, and he only get one shot at me, so it's fine. Now this isn't a very arty friendly map, especially on this side. Oh, there's a 3001H up there. And his gun is never gonna pin me anyway, not from that range, and he's on top of the hill, so I'm not really worrying about him. Now here we ran into the GW Panther. I don't know why. I don't know what he's doing out here. I mean, if he was at base, maybe he'll do a little bit better. Okay, but here now I'm kind of in a sticky situation. There's a JW Panther on my left. There is a VK30, well, 3001H on my right on top of the hill, and there's a GW Panther in front of me behind a rock, which he actually can one-shot me at this point. If he derped me at the right place, he can one-shot me easily. But of course, he's gonna keep running, and I missed a shot there. And now that is a very lucky shot. He could have very well killed me, but what I'm trying to do here is I want to put my tank against the hill. Now, let's zoom out. He can't hit me. See? He have no shot on me. If I'm there, he have no shot at me. And I'm looking at my teammate. There's a 1S coming behind him. There's an M6 coming behind him. There's a KV1. So either way, he's in trouble and he's gonna die. And even if I die at this point, the tank that comes behind me is gonna be able to cap, and they're gonna be able to come over the hill and deal with this Yak Panther and Artie. Okay, so I'm gonna back myself up here, and 3001H already got shot in the back by the KV1S. So yeah, he's not gonna live for a very long time. So I'm gonna leave him alone for now. I'm gonna deal with the Artie and the TD. Just as you can see, I'm keeping a very, very close eye on the VK, knowing that if he turns around, I might be in trouble. So, but that's okay. He gets killed by the awesome Panther, the real Panther. Now coming here, I know the Artie is still back there, but let's put some shots into this Yak Panther first. Let's try to track him, but somehow my shot missed. The Artie is waiting for me, obviously. He knows I'm coming. So I am going to come around and see what I can do about this Yak Panther. And oh, there's SU-100. So what to do? SU-100 derps the M6. And I know now that the Yak Panther fired, so Yak Panther got killed. But what? Side of SU-100? Really? Okay. Kills SU-100. I'm on 4 kills now, and Yak Panther's not gonna live for a very long time. Okay. So as you as you can see, the battle result is not bad at all. This is again World of Tank replay. Finally figured out how to make it work. But as you can see, the weakness of the tank is its speed, and it is sort of its armor because it's very flat on the side, and if you have high enough penetration, it's 200 millimeter. It's not that bad. But at long range, the 200 millimeter means a lot, and especially if you're far enough where it's hard for you to hit the weak spots. And of course, at range, your shell loses penetration. So again, very, very good tank. And the armor is thick enough where, unless you're firing tier 10, or unless you're firing tier 10 premium shells, you're always gonna have some bounces at range, especially when you get higher up in tier where the armor starts to slope a little bit. And of course, we got steel wall. I'm very surprised I didn't get sniper. I thought I should, but that's okay. Then I thought I should get Top Gun too, but no, somehow I lost 2 kills to my teammate. But again, it's a good win, so it's fine. 47,000 X, well, credit. That's not too bad for tier 6. My first class mastery badge, 3600, almost 3700 XP. And you can see all of the damages. And here's the thing, if you see these module critical damages, if you look at all of my gameplay, most of these critical damages almost always are tracks. I don't like shooting tanks from the front. Even if I'm playing heavy, you can be sneaky on heavy as a heavy. Obviously, you can even be sneaky with a KV AT7. Those three tanks down the hill never saw me coming until I started to shoot, like literally ripping them up. So don't play expectedly. Don't play the way everybody else is. Trying to be sneaky a little bit. Trying to put yourself into a position where people won't be expecting you to be there, and trying to engage targets that's just not paying attention to you instead of trying to fight people head on. It's just much harder. Why, you know, go through the trouble? Now, detailed report, I fired 27 shots. This is why I said, how did I not get sniper? Because I missed 3 shots, but apparently it's enough to ruin my sniper. Almost 3,000 damage in tier 7. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. I received 24 hits, as many as I fired, and 9 of them penetrated, but actually a lot of them just penned my tracks. So, okay, I received 3,700 damage as expected. The tank itself doesn't have that much health, but this is what you normally would get in the AT tank. Obviously, their camouflage value isn't very high, but at range, they're extremely hard to pin. The armor is good. They're not perfect. You're not a godly tank that nobody can pin. Anybody can pin you. It's just your armor is good enough at range where it's hard to pin you. Harder to pin you. A tank detected or damaged. I killed 4 of them. A little bit of spotting damage, and even then I traveled 1.3 kilometers. So even it's a slow tank, it's not too bad. It's not really any event. It's just double for the day. So, 3,600, 3,700 credit. I mean XP. Bleh. XP is not a bad game in a tier 6, tier 7. Okay, I keep forgetting. It's tier 7? Tier 7, yeah. Okay. But, let's see how the team did. As you can see, that IS-2, I think he was the one that shot me when I was on the bridge. He did an amazing job. He fired 11 shots. I bet he got sniper. I bet he did. See, 700 XP. He took my sniper. Fired 11 shots, hit 11, pinned 7, did 2,400 damage, received 3,000 damage, almost as much as I have. But he only damaged 2 tank and killed 1, so yeah, he must be fighting big ones. Okay. But overall, if you just look at the damage output of both team, I guess the SU-100 did really well as well. It didn't take too much to kill him. I killed him. But he did really well as well. But the rest of their team didn't do so well. For our team, however, it's a little bit of a different story. Obviously, I got the most damage, but I was shooting almost the whole game. So, okay, even though it's a small gun, it adds up. So, almost 3,000 damage. Not amazing, but not bad. Especially with the lower tier gun. But the rest of the team did really, really well. Versus their team, I didn't do so well at the end. I don't know what he did. Did he even go anywhere? Oh, he drove all over the place, never fired a shot. I guess he capped the base. Okay. Yeah. But as you can see, it's a pretty good tank. I like it. I like all of the AT lines, I think. When you get to the tortoise, you have to be very, very careful. You can't rush out and get shot because you will die. You only have 203 millimeters of armor. I wish. Millimeters of armor. So tier 9, tier 10 have no problem pinning your front. It's just that you have to stay behind cover or engage target long range. That way you can use the maximum ability of that 203 millimeters of armor. Don't think AT tanks are godly. They're not. Someone gets around your side or your back, you're a dead tank. They're more like T95, where even though their gun is a little bit different, but they're more like T95. Gray armor in the front, especially at low tiers, but don't push your luck. Someone get alongside of you, and or someone that knows how to engage you, you're gonna die. Your target, your weak points are all over the place. Actually, if you think about it, half your tanks are weak points. So, um, hope you guys enjoyed my tutorial and my video, and that I hope you guys learned something out of it. And if you liked my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will talk to you guys later.